Everyone saw the rallies, everyone heard the tweets, but what most people never saw was what happened behind the scenes. There's a side of Trump's world that stayed hidden, full of secret deals, private payoffs, and whispered conversations. Today, we're not just watching the headlines, we're uncovering what was never meant to reach the public. To understand how whispers turned into public scandal, we must begin long before the White House. Even in his business years, Trump cultivated a persona built on wealth, power, and mystery. Along with that came rumors, stories of affairs, discreet payments, and deals hidden behind shell companies. As he rose, the need to control his narrative grew. Secrets didn't just vanish, they were bought, silenced, or buried. One of the most explosive revelations centered on Stormy Daniels. In 2006, when Trump was married to Melania, Daniels alleges she had a one-night encounter with him. A decade later, as the 2016 presidential campaign heated up, that alleged affair threatened to become front-page news. Enter Michael Cohen, Trump's personal lawyer and so-called fixer. Cohen paid Daniels $130,000 to stay silent, a payment shrouded in secrecy, disguised as a legal fee. But it didn't stop there. That payment formed part of a larger web: reimbursement via false company records, the classification of the money as business expenses, and intense pressure to keep the story out of the press. When investigators dug deeper, they found Trump was indicted on charges of falsifying those business records, a case that would mark the first criminal conviction of a former US president. Daniels in court testimony claimed that after the encounter, she heard Trump say, "Don't worry, we don't even sleep in the same room." Her claims and her silence pact would echo for years. To many, this wasn't just a scandal of sex, it was a scandal of concealment, of power used to mask vulnerability. Shortly after the Daniels story emerged, another name surfaced: Karen McDougal, former Playboy model. McDougal says she had a months-long affair with Trump starting in 2006 while he was already married. In 2016, as election heat mounted, American Media Inc., parent company of the National Enquirer, acquired exclusive rights to McDougal's story for $150,000. But the twist, the story was never published. This tactic, known in media parlance as catch and kill, means buying rights to a damaging story, then burying it so it never reaches the public. Investigators later revealed that AMI admitted they made the payment in concert with a candidate's presidential campaign to prevent McDougal's story from influencing voters. Thus, a story that could have mattered was locked away, hidden not because it lacked merit, but because the machinery of influence chose to silence it. In May 2024, a bombshell in court. Michael Cohen testified about a secret recording he made of Trump. In that recording, Trump discussed reimbursing AMI for the $150,000 paid to McDougal. On the tape, Trump can be heard asking, "So what do we have to pay for this? $150?" indicating his awareness and involvement. This audio wasn't the only piece in the puzzle, but it laid bare what many suspected. These weren't distant rumors, they were orchestrated moves in a controlled silence campaign. Decades earlier, in 2005, Trump was recorded in a bus interview with Access Hollywood, speaking lewdly about women, saying, "When you're a star, they let you do it. Grab them by the At the time, the tape was dismissed as crude talk, locker room banter, but the public approach showed a fissure between image and reality. This tape would later be used as evidence in lawsuits and depositions. In a 2023 defamation case involving E. Jean Carroll, Trump was found liable for sexual abuse and ordered to pay damages, in part due to that recording. The Access Hollywood moment reminded Americans, even raw, shocking words can't be fully erased, especially when they align with allegations beneath the surface. But whispers ran deeper than McDougal and Daniels. In 2015, AMI paid $30,000 to a late Trump Tower doorman, Dino Sajudin, for the rights to his story, claiming Trump fathered an illegitimate child. AMI's contract described it as rights to information regarding Trump's illegitimate child, though the story never ran. This is another piece in the catch and kill logic. Buy the story, kill the narrative. The public never sees it, but the suppression itself becomes part of the secret record. The realm of hidden deals extended beyond affairs. Trump's business ventures, real estate projects abroad, shell companies and foreign contracts often carried opaque structures and offshore arrangements. When he left office, FBI agents raided his Mar-a-Lago estate and seized documents marked classified, including those tied to defense and nuclear programs. Some of those documents were alleged to be stored outside approved archives, raising questions. Was the secrecy in part deliberate? Was some leverage hidden within those pages? Then there's talk of hidden pardon deals and whispers that Trump might negotiate clandestine immunity with powerful figures, including those tied to the Epstein network. And in the backdrop, the Russia investigation, the Trump Tower meeting of 2016, and the campaign's contacts with foreign operatives, all of which suggest a web of influence and possibility of hidden leverage on him. The pattern remains. In Trump's world, secrets weren't accidents, they were tools. In the face of revelations, Trump's response was consistent: deny, attack, and frame it as political witch hunts. He repeatedly denied having any affair with Daniels or McDougal. To many supporters, allegations were dismissed as smears by a biased media or Democratic opposition. Among detractors, each new revelation deepened distrust. Yet here's the tension. When secrets emerge, they always shift the narrative. The concealed becomes weaponized. What was hidden becomes evidence. Behind every secret was a network, a loyal inner circle. Michael Cohen, Hope Hicks, Alan Weisselberg, and executives who handled his finances, image, and public messaging. They weren't just aides, they were gatekeepers. They made payments, moved money through shell companies, and coordinated with media allies to bury stories. In Trump's world, loyalty was currency. But when the hate rose, that loyalty cracked. Cohen flipped, Weisselberg faced tax crimes, and even close allies began testifying. The same network that once shielded him became the very source of his exposure. Every secret comes with a cost. For Trump, it wasn't just the lawsuits or indictments, it was the erosion of trust and the constant fight to defend his name even from those once closest to him. The hush payments, the sealed deals, and the classified files built a fortress of secrecy. But the higher the walls, the lonelier the tower. Power gave Trump influence, but secrets demanded payment in loyalty, reputation, and legacy. And when his inner circle cracked, the empire of silence began to echo. Even after leaving the Oval Office, Trump's shadow lingered, a reminder that secrets never stay buried forever. In the end, Trump may have left office, but his legacy of secrecy still shapes politics today. A mirror reflecting how power bends the truth to survive. So did Donald Trump's affairs and hidden deals define his legacy? Or were they side chapters in a larger saga of power, media control, and influence? Every scandal, every leak, every courtroom headline was another brick falling from a wall built to protect one man's image. And even now, the echoes of that silence still whisper through the halls of American history.
If this channel gives you the value, subscribe.